No, 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 no. Please. You're standing because of that Kubrick nonsense. Please, sit down. It's way too much. What if I led with a fart joke after that? It's just a little bit too high. The pressure is on. No, I'm here to present this award to Lupita Nyong'o, who is an actor that, after working with, honestly, reminded me why I stopped acting. Both because she showed me that I had no idea what I was doing with that art form, with her craft, but also because she gave me the dream role of my life as director of her and her genius. I mean, thank you, yeah. Okay, so this is my version of our meeting story that I heard you mention. But, okay, so coming out of Get Out, I was, I was very proud and also nervous about the second film and what it would be. And I had been writing it in my head. I had been sort of outlining this movie, Us, for several months, and I had Lupita in my mind for the entire thing. But, and so I asked her to meet with me, which was crazy. You have to think, 4 years ago, I'm this comedian online trying to playing puppy dog iced tea and shit, and then all of a sudden, I'm asking Lupita Nyong'o to go to the Chateau Marmont, which is where I heard you're supposed to go if you're a director. And so we sat down, and I played it cool, right? Because I had been picturing her in this movie. I played it cool. I was like, okay, let's just, you can't just fawn over her. I told her she was amazing. I told her she was a star. But I played it a little bit cool, and she came in, and of course she is her poised, regal, charming, witty, warm self. And I told her about this story I was developing where I've had these doppelgangers and this whole idea of the tether and how they were connected in two sides, and you're going to get to, if this role happens, I always say if, right? Because you can't be like, this role is yours if you want it. You'll be like, if it goes this way, you will get to play not one, but two characters that I think will be historic cinematically, and she was like, okay, interesting. And she played it very cool, and I was like, oh, I'm fucking blowing it. She sees through me. And so, and I remember at some point I said, Lupita, what is your ideal method of working? What is the process, the dream process, that if you had this process, you could achieve, you feel like you could achieve your best work? And she looked at me, and I saw a tear roll down her cheek, and she quickly wiped it away, and I was like, oh. And she said, I'm sorry, and she was a little bit embarrassed, which she shouldn't have been, because it was a beautiful moment. And she said, I don't think any director has ever asked me that question. So suck it, Steve McQueen. Always ask your directors the right question. Your actors. Fuck, I fucked up that line. Okay, look. Several months later, I send her the script, and I get a call. We arrange this call, and I'm talking to her, and I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, okay, Mr. Peele, very interesting. And she proceeded to show me how she does what she does. And she began to poke holes in my vision. She was poking the right holes. She was asking questions that I didn't know the answer to yet. And all of a sudden, I realized the type of depth of performer that she is. She is a true professional, truest professional I've ever met. And the answer to the question of how she likes to prepare for a role, her process, it's just that. It's preparation, preparation, preparation. She likes to know everything about the character she can know, intellectually, emotionally, and she pushed me to this incredible different level. And at the end of that conversation, toward the end, I was like, you know what? I don't know if she's going to do it. I don't know if she was being so reserved, and then she goes, Jordan, you know what? I have to tell you something. Of course I'm going to do your movie. I saw Get Out 5 times in the theater. You could have sent me a shitty script. I still would have done the movie, of course. I just wanted to talk about, see where you were at. And that was the most amazing thing I'd ever heard, because we got her so cheap, you guys. Just chump change. Way underpaid. No, it's anything. No, we did all right. But you were way for the diamond performance you brought. You were way underpaid, and I thank you for that. And then cut to, we're on set, and we had done some Adelaide stuff, and she had brought me this Hitchcockian protagonist. She had brought me this character that had this depth and this beauty and this intensity, and we as an audience were looking through her eyes at the world, and yet she still had a secret. It was beautiful work, but the day she came on as Red, something different happened on set, and it was a hush. And she walked in, and that sort of icy moment that you feel when she walks in the movie is what happened on set. And it was then everybody realized we had to take our game up, because someone was here that didn't come to play. She came to represent this work, and she stayed in character as best she could on set, which was very good. And so when I would go in to give Red notes, it was terrifying. And I would walk in, and she'd be like in the corner of the room for some reason, just like. And I walk in like, so you are already looking at the door. You are already. And I'd give her notes, but I couldn't look at her in the eyes. It was crazy. And then, with all that intensity, as I'm leaving the room, I would hear something like, I will not be returning to the craft service table until they replenish the Chex Mix. Ladies and gentlemen, I am extremely honored, proud, touched to present this award, the Montecito Award, to my favorite actor, Lupita Nyong'o.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, you've heard me talk for a half hour, so I won't keep you much longer. But it's just such a pleasure to have, an honor to have Jordan Peele present me with this award. And Dave, thank you so much for such exciting and easy, you're so easy to talk to, so thank you. You know, it's been 6 years of my career, so the body of work, it still feels really early for me to be reflecting on a body of work, but I feel so blessed to have had the diversity of experience that I've had so far. It's something that I've always wanted. I think as an actor, real freedom is having that choice, right? And it's so hard to get there because acting is so reliant on so many other things. So I feel particularly blessed and grateful to Steve McQueen to begin with for taking a chance on me on 12 Years a Slave, and setting me up in such a way that I could start my career being able to choose, that I was in a financial position to say no and to wait for the projects that I felt were worthy of my soul. And because, I mean, acting is it's such a privileged thing, isn't it? It's very luxurious to be able to play all day and then stand here and get pretty things, you know? And to have people look up to you and envy you at times and strive to be like you. It's a luxurious thing. It's also a thing that comes with a lot of responsibility. So I feel very grateful to be able to choose my narrative, and that my journey has brought me to this point to work with someone like Jordan Peele that can make you smile until your face hurts, you know? But then he can also offer me, an artist, an opportunity to really delve deep into themselves and go to some really imaginative and emotionally taxing and yet so rewarding a place. You know, the creative intimacy that Jordan offered me on Us is the reason why I was able to do the work I did. And I'm just so grateful to have had that opportunity, because these are roles. The roles that I've played so far have only stretched me more and more, and my well is full because of them. So I hope that this still remains somewhat a beginning, and that I can carry on making work that matters. You know, I recognize my privilege, and I recognize that as human beings, we all gather around story. So there is an import to what I do, despite the fact that it can be frivolous. There's something really important about being able to tell important stories. So what I really hope as I move forward is that I can continue to tell important stories that not only bring fancy awards like this one, but also shift the cultural narrative. And that's something that I think 12 Years a Slave did. It's something that I think Black Panther did. It's something that I think Queen of Katwe did. It's something that I think Us did. And I thank all the creative people that had me on board those important projects. I thank you all for supporting my work in this way. And I hope to continue to make you proud. And just to make the world a more colorful place. Thank you and good night.